So my favourite topic, we're looking at Toblerones, or to give them their correct title, triangular prisms. So this is quite a difficult problem. There's a lot of maths involved, and there are also, which you might find difficult, lots of key words. So I've written them down there. They're here in the bottom left hand corner. Dimensions, area, perpendicular, isosceles and prism. So we've really got to pay attention to those. First things first though, what's the question? The question is asking us to calculate the surface area of this triangular prism, which is basically a Toblerone shape. So we start by looking at the key words in the actual question, which are area, because we know something about area, and we also know something about surface. So start with area. We know how to do it for triangles and rectangles and things like that. Surface, well, you can think of that as the surface of the earth, or the surface of a table, or in football, the playing surface. What it means is basically the top or the edge of something. So in this case, this surface for this prism here is made up of lots of different shapes, and those shapes are on the edge, and we want to find the area of those shapes. So we're breaking down surface area into little bits, areas of the shapes that are on the edge of the prism here. So let's draw them. It's quite difficult, sometimes we miss quite a few of these. So first of all, we'll start with some triangles. We've got two triangles, one at the front and one at the back. And for an area of a triangle, we need the base and the perpendicular height. So that means that it has to be at right angles, and that is 8 centimeters from our diagram. So we've already used that keyword perpendicular. We've already talked about area. We've already talked about prisms. So that is one triangle that we've drawn there. We also have one of those, of course, at the back. So we'll draw another one. And we're going to need the base again and the height again. After that, we're going to think about what the other shapes. And the other shapes are rectangles. So if you think about a Toblerone, on this side, so here, where the blue dots are, this is a rectangle, and it's got one side which is 10 centimeters, and the other side which is not marked, but let's call that one 20 centimeters. On the other side, so over this side here, on the back if you like, that has the same, it's exactly the same rectangle as the one we've just drawn, so we'll draw another one of those. We're breaking down the surface into the different areas. The final one is a rectangle on the bottom. So the base is a rectangle, but you should be able to see that it has a width of 12 centimeters and a length of 20 centimeters, the one on the bottom. So now what we do is we work out the area of all these different shapes, and to get the total surface area we add them together. So take your time on this, but I'm going to go quite fast. This rectangle here is 200 centimeters squared. This one here is 200 centimeters squared. This one below is actually 240 centimeters squared. That's 20 times 12. The triangle here is the base times the height, the perpendicular height, divided by 2, which turns out to be 48. And obviously it's the same for this other triangle, which is the same. So if we add all those together, we get 96 for the two triangles. If we add the two identical rectangles, we get 496. And if we then add on the rectangle at the bottom, we end up with 736 centimeters squared. Breaking it down into its little steps.